Welcome back to my 8th tutorial in the Python 3.7 video series. In this tutorial, we're going to be going over for loops in Python. The first thing that you want to do is install a package in Atom so that you can run scripts directly from the text editor. So what you want to do is head over to Atom. You should see that up here. Now you're going to click on Preferences. Go down to Packages and type in script, like this. When you hit enter, you should see this script package right here, and you're going to install that right there by hitting install. I've already installed it, so I'm going to move on. Next, you have to go on to themes, and if you want to change the theme from the default, you should. I did, because I like this theme better. So there's a whole bunch of themes right here. I chose Atom Dark, and for my syntax theme, I chose Atom Dark as well. So I'm gonna just close out of that right now, and there. Now you're gonna save the file as for.py by going on File, clicking Save As, and you should see for.py right here, and save that to your desktop. There. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to make a list called list and set that equal to 3 names of your choice. I'm going to choose Sally, John, and James, like that. Okay, now let's get started with the for loop. As we've seen in the while loop, a loop is simply a function to iterate through a piece of code a set amount of times, and it's going to run a function. For example, I'm going to make a for loop by using the for operator, and then create a variable called f in list. What I'm doing here is making a for right here, and I'm making a variable called f. So f stands for the items in list, all the items in list. So for f, which is a variable that I made in this list, the variable called list, then I'm going to say print f or something like that. Now, to use the script package, you're just going to tap Command I or Control I if you're on Windows. So, as you can see, it executes the code Sally, John, and James. Like that. Now, we can also use for loops for indexing. For example, as we've seen in the last tutorial, we can use list and find out everything up to the second one. If we save that, and let's type print f again, save, run, as you can see, it only prints out Sally and John. So now let's make it have everything. And in this task, we're gonna find the length of every single person's name. So first things first, we need to print out f. So under that, we're going to print the number of letters that the name is. So we're going to print out, and if you remember from the strings video, we use the length function by typing len and tap f. So print the length of all the items, because f is a variable that we created for all the items. And right here, we're going to save that and execute it using Command I. And you can see it prints out Sally 5 John 4, and James 5, which are the letters of all the list items. Now, let's move on to another list. Okay, so we're going to have another variable called list, but this time our goal is to find the length of 4 names of your choice. I'm going to choose my own. See if you can work this out on your own, and if you get stuck, you can follow along. So pause it right here and try working it out on your own. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is make our first name Sally once again. But this time, let's make the second name, I don't know, Michael. And let's make the third name something random, like that. Now, remember the for loop? Let's use I in list. Print I and print len I. If we run that, you can see it prints out the amount of characters. We can also use for loops in something that's not a list. For example, let's set a variable equal to string, and let's make that any random string, like that. Now, we can use for G in string. Oops. Let's make this 5, so that should be the K. Yeah, because the first letter is always 0. For G in string 5, print G. And as you can see, it prints out Q, or 2. And to finish this video, we're going to learn about for I in range. So let me delete this. And we can tell the for loop how many times we want it to iterate. It doesn't have to be just not a set amount of times. So we can make for G in range. Let's make it for G in range 10. Print G. So now we're going to make a variable called num. And we're going to set this equal to a string of numbers, like this. So for G in range 10, print num G, like this. And when I run it, as you can see, it prints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times. We can make this as big of a number as we want, so I'm going to make this 9,000 or 90,000. And when I run it, it prints it out. The larger numbers take large amounts of time. For example, this took 1.269, and if we print out a really, really large number and run that, as you can see, it's taking a lot longer of a time. When we get into more advanced scripts, times will be a lot more important, but for now, we don't need to know much more about them. So it took a larger amount of time. So there we go. That's all I have for this video. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until my next video, goodbye.